Hello and welcome back to the Bright Light Wellness YouTube channel. Thank you so much for being here. I am so excited to have an informative chat with you today. Today, I want to talk to you about why your gut is not healing. This might be a longer episode, but I think it's really important information to get out with the world and share. So let's do it. Okay. So here's my unknown reasons of why your gut is not healing. First reason, you are always eating in a rush, on the go, eating standing up, not chewing your food thoroughly. We live in the modern world. We live in like hustle culture. I know I used to do it. I literally used to eat standing up because my kids would ask for so many things at the dinner table that I would just eat standing up because I knew I'd have to get up 18 times. Like your gut microbiome, your digestion is not going to work well if this is how you're consuming your food. I used to eat in my car all the time, on the run, on the go, rushing, while working, on my computer. This is not getting your body into the parasympathetic state so it can actually rest, heal, and digest its food, or just not even heal, digest the food. Like your body needs to be in the parasympathetic A to heal, but also to digest, right? So here's my tip. Slow down, stop what you're doing, be present, and really enjoy your meal. Enjoy like the sensations and the foods that you're eating. Like do nothing else while you are eating. I'm going to give you lots of really great tips today. So I think this is an awesome episode to listen to. Next reason why your gut is not healing. You are always indoors. You eat indoors under artificial light while working on technology. We don't realize it, but our light environment plays a major role in our gut health. Okay. When we eat under artificial lighting, this has a lot of negative effects to our body. Being under artificial light in general, I mean, artificial blue light, um, it's going to make your gut microbiome a lot less diverse. It's going to minimize your healing. It destroys DHA, vitamin A. It destroys your mitochondria. You actually will make less exclusion zone water at step 4 of the mitochondrial electron transport chain. So when you eat indoors, though, the bigger thing is that it affects your blood sugar because when we're outside in sunlight, we would get a natural balance of red and blue, and red is the antidote to blue. When you're indoors, okay, blue is like inflammatory, red is like anti-inflammatory, right? But when you're indoors, you are void of infrared. You are void of red because our modern lighting doesn't have infrared anymore. We've started to ban incandescent light bulbs for energy efficiency, but this is actually causing us a health downgrade because of the fact that when you don't have that red light frequencies also in our environment while we're eating, we are going to get spikes of blood sugar, insulin, and glucose, cortisol, blood sugar, insulin, glucose more rapidly. But if we're outdoors in sunlight, we're getting that natural balance of all these frequencies that actually will lower or balance blood glucose, insulin, cortisol, and all the things. So my tip here is to, try bringing your meals outside or sit by an open window. Right now, it's probably like 30 degrees and I've got my sliding door open. So I am getting that beautiful infrared light into my cells. Infrared light can actually penetrate 10 to 30 centimeters deep. So it penetrates through clothing. Light moves in a wave and a particle. So it can come right into flood my space. I don't have to be sitting right directly outside. Also, eating while you're in front of technology. Again, it's artificial blue light, but it's also non-native EMF frequencies. And this is disrupting your cells. Okay. We have to start looking at our cell phones as they are actually harming our physiology. And those frequencies are not what's congruent with what we need. And just give your body breaks from it. So that's my tip there. I'll just say that. So next reason why your gut is not healing is you're focusing on fad diets. You're not realizing that your gut microbiome actually shifts with the seasons and is meant to shift with the seasons. Like you're focusing on, oh, I want to try keto or carnivore or autoimmune protocol or blah, 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 blah. No, if you just simplify things and realize that your gut microbiome shifts with the seasons, you can let go of diet dogma and just focus on eating whole, real foods that are seasonal and local to you. And this is actually what's best for our gut microbiome. It's best for our mitochondria. It's best for our cellular energy production. It's best for our cellular hydration. It's best for our cellular repair. It's really the best way to go. When we ate a seasonal, local, ancestral diet, we did not have chronic disease. And I don't think that's the only factor of why we have chronic disease, but food stores are a new modern convenience. And just recently, could you go to the food store and buy whatever you want just because you think it's healthy? And by the way, keto and keto snacks, those are not healthy. Anything that's packaged and processed is not healthy. It's high in deuterium. It's it's unrecognizable. I don't even see those things as food anymore. If if it's not a whole real food, I don't even see it as food. And my body only craves what's local and seasonal. Like right now, it's winter in New York. It's January, and my body's like, how it doesn't like if you put strawberries or blueberries out, or like a watermelon or cucumber or zucchini, I'm like, I don't even want it. Like I want a soup, I want a stew, I want these hearty, warm foods, bone broth. Like this is what my body is craving because I'm so aligned with the seasons. But honestly, it's more than that. Besides that, it's innately ancestral to our system. When food is actually light, and when we eat a different electromagnetic barcode that is grown in a different region, it contains that light energy information. The food contains the light energy information. And when we eat different, um, the electromagnetic radiation is higher than what we would have eaten, or like a higher photoelectric effect, that's the word I was looking for, is higher than we're currently in. This actually messes with our biology and causes circadian rhythm dysfunction and causes a circadian mismatch, and actually really affects the mitochondria a lot because it's a circadian mismatch, and it's confusing signal because food is not just energy or it's electrons, and it's also information about what's going on in our environment. And our mitochondria are actually environmental sensors. You could learn a ton more about this in my ancestrally and seasonally nourished uh, webinar and recipe ebook, which comes with over probably 120 something recipes at this point because I keep adding to it. How to eat a seasonal diet. It's a webinar first and foremost, a 2-hour webinar, which teaches you how to eat a local, seasonal, ancestral diet. Teaches you about meal timing and why certain foods are good and why certain foods aren't, and teaches you how to eat a whole food, real diet from nature with the seasons, tells you what to eat during which season, and it also gives you more of the like gives you recipes and when to eat them, and you have it for life. You have the webinar for life. You have lifetime access for it, and I keep updating and adding new recipes because I use the recipe ebook. I'm like, oh, how do I make that again? And I just look it up. So I use it all the time. So if you're interested in that, go check it out. I'll link it below. But it could be a good reason why your gut's not healing is if you're just trying to be keto or trying to be carnivore, especially when keto and carnivore doesn't make sense, because it doesn't make sense in the summertime. Let's be honest, because in the summertime, we should be giving our body the signal of abundance. And in the wintertime, we should be giving our body the signal of scarcity, because when there's a lot of light in the environment is also giving us nature is also giving us the abundance of fruits and vegetables that are grown in UV light. And when the environment is winter and it doesn't, and things can't grow, nature is telling us that we have to have less carbohydrate availability. So winter would be the more appropriate time for keto or carnivore, but that's still not what I would do. And it also depends on your metabolic flexibility. Where you live is the most important, where you live and what season it is the most important determination of what diet you should do. Okay, that was a long one. Go to the next one. Next reason why your gut is not healing. Oh, you're eating carbohydrates out of season, which is exactly what I was just tying into. So this is the same thing that I was just bringing up. Since our gut microbiome changes with the season, we actually have trouble assimilating and digesting simple sugars when there's not UV light available. So in the wintertime, when there's no UVB light available, our gut microbiome does not do well with simple sugars. And our gut microbiome changes due to the light code that we are training it with. So meaning that when it's wintertime, our gut microbiome is not going to have the beneficial bacteria to be assimilating, digesting simple sugars. It needs more complex sugars. But in summertime, our gut microbiome, hopefully we're outside in sunlight, getting our skin gut connection all working optimally, and the body then produces different beneficial bacteria for it to I digest and absorb simple sugars. And this also has a lot to do with our cortisol. I go into all of this in a lot of my webinars and in my one-to-one coaching, but this all has to do with our cortisol balance, and it also has to do with how our body's blood sugar response is going to be. So our blood sugar levels can become very dysregulated if we're indoors under artificial lights in wintertime, eating a lot of simple sugars. Is a great book by T.S. Wiley called The Never-Ending Summer. No, it's not. It's called Lights Out. But her concept is that we live in this never-ending summer where the lights are always on and the carbohydrates are always abundant. And this is what causes disease. And actually, she was a cancer survivor. One reason why we get cancer, for sure, is the abundance of artificial light and an abundance of carbohydrates, because our body never repairs then. It's always the season of abundance. Okay, next reason why is your eyes and skin aren't getting enough sunlight. So the light that touches our eyes and skin actually diversifies your gut microbiome. Amazing, right? There's this thing called the skin-gut axis. So when you're outside in sunlight, the body, like I said, is going to make different beneficial bacteria based on the light frequencies it receives. Okay, that's through the skin-gut axis. So the more natural light that you get on your eyes, your skin, unopposed, no sunglasses, contacts, glasses, because all those block UV, and no sunblock, obviously, to get the signal for your body to make and diversify your gut microbiome. We need sunlight. Sunlight supports our appetite regulation. It supports our metabolism. It diversifies our gut microbiome. It gives us more energy. It supports our cellular repair. It produces neurotransmitters, hormones. I mean, all the things. So I have plenty of videos on sunlight and why it's important. Check them out on my YouTube channel. Check them out on my podcast, The Quantum Health Connection. Check it out on my Instagram. I'm always posting about the benefits of sunlight. And I actually have a webinar as well called Get Your Light Right, which teaches you about how to mitigate the lighting environment inside, but also teaches you about the healing power of sunlight, how to harness the healing power of sunlight, teaches you and quells the fear about sunlight and why that's been a lie, and how you can actually unlearn all of that and learn how to harness the healing power of sunlight. I mean, changing my light environment and using more sunlight to support my health has been absolutely a game changer. Okay, so that's the other one. Get more sunlight on your eyes and your skin. Next reason, you are eating too often because you were told that snacking balances blood sugar. So when we snack all the time, what we're doing is we are actually constantly stimulating our blood sugar and our digestion, and we're never giving it a break to rest and repair and heal. Some people will say that your metabolism will slow down if you don't eat often enough. That is total false. You don't need to eat more. Most people don't need to eat more often. I mean, there are some cases where people do need to eat more often. If you've been fasting chronically a long time, if you've been on an OMAD, which is a 1 meal a day for a long time, if you're always, you get what we call low leptin. And I've actually been there myself before. And when you get low leptin, sometimes we do need to give the body that abundance again, because you've been giving too much scarcity for years. Like you've been on a carnivore diet for years and years and years. This is not actually healthy and creates low leptin and does downregulate your metabolism, because we're meant to live with like these seasonal variations if you live in a non-equatorial region. If you live in an equatorial region, you're getting enough sunlight, and you should just eat what's in your local environment, and your body will balance all of that out, because the sunlight is the miracle there. You're getting enough of that UV to deplete the deuterium, to balance the metabolism, to give your body more energy. Unless you're living indoors all the time, then put your butt outside. But my point is that we can downregulate our metabolism if we are constantly living in scarcity. That is not the correct signal. We should have, it's a yin and a yang. It's a light and a dark, right? It's the up and the downs, the scarcity and then the abundance. The scarcity is winter. The summer is the abundance. And you can get into a low leptin state by just always signaling to your body that it's scarcity. That's why I lost my period on a carnivore diet, because my body was in scarcity mode. It did not have enough resources to produce a period. It says, no, no, we don't have enough resources. We are not going to make a baby right now. You don't have enough resources to even survive in your environment. You can't have a child also, right? But most people, majority of people are not in a low leptin state. They're in a high leptin state. They're constantly eating. They are living in the season of summer all the time, 24/7, lots of abundance, and the blood sugar is just way, way high all the time. And that's not healthy. Okay. So to balance our blood sugar, get your light environment right, but also stop snacking, stop eating all the time. Okay, give your digestion a break because it needs a break to heal. It needs a break to reset leptin. Okay, and eat 2 to 3 meals a day that are not scarce. They're not like these baby meals. Like, eat real food, eat real whole food meals, eat enough food with proteins and fats and seasonal carbohydrates. This way, your body can heal. 2 to 3 meals a day. That's what your body needs. You can eat 3 meals a day and still be very healthy. You don't need to eat two, but you don't need to be snacking and eating 8 times a day. That is a disaster for your metabolism and for your leptin. Okay. Next reason why your gut is not healing, you are suppressing your melatonin because you are looking at screens and artificial light at night. Okay. First of all, screens and artificial light and all that is not good for us any time of the day. I just want to make that clear. That light is an alien frequency. It destroys dopamine in the eye. It destroys dopamine levels. Just go there. Dopamine in general. It destroys vitamin A, DHA. And it reduces your mitochondria's ability to make exclusion zone water. So it dehydrates your cells at a cellular level. Okay, you can't fix this by drinking more water. But at night, it's extra dangerous and extra harmful because it suppresses very rapidly. It suppresses our body's major built-in antioxidant that controls autophagy, apoptosis, and mitophagy. Autophagy is cellular repair. Apoptosis is cell death, which is cleaning up your cancer cells. Mitophagy is rebalancing or repairing damaged mitochondria, which your mitochondria health is the key to health and healing. Okay, so what we need to do here is to repair our melatonin levels not to suppress our melatonin levels, is to learn how to mitigate artificial light at night. Again, get the Get Your Light Right ebook and webinar. That will support you there. Or the winter webinar will also teach you the same thing. This way you can repair your gut lining each night, right? So you have to learn how to block artificial light at night because melatonin is responsible for repairing the gut lining. And if you're suppressing it every night by looking at your screens, because every time you look at that screen, that light signal into the eye the eyes have what we call melanopsin receptors. These are blue light detectors. And what they do is they send a message through the retinal hypothalamic tract into the brain, and it tells your brain, hey, guess what? It's noon in June. Raise cortisol, suppress melatonin, because those are opposing hormones. So if we want to heal, we need to avoid artificial light at night. This way, your body can do its job every night of cellular repair. Okay, I have more information on that in my Get Your Light Right ebook and in my Thrive in Winter webinar. Get some blue blockers. Take a look at my free product guide. Oh, I also have my blue blockers guide you can take. That's $12, and it is like an amazing opportunity for health and healing. Just learn how to use blue blockers. How, why, when, and where. All right, next reason why your gut is not healing. Your cellular voltage and your cellular hydration is low due to indoor living and relying only on food electrons. Did you know food is electrons, number one, that's what it is, and your body runs on electrons, which is a net negative charge. And did you know that only one third of your energy, is supposed to come from food, your cellular energy production, your ATP energy production. The rest of it is supposed to come from nature. Sunlight through the photoelectric effect, which helps our body actually generate electrons and cellular energy, and also melanin production, which splits water to make more hydrogen. And that hydrogen is a selective antioxidant, which then reduces inflammation in the body wherever needed. So earthing is the other way. So sunlight and earthing are supposed to be 2/3 of our energy production. So we need to be outside in the sunlight again to get more energy, cellular energy, right? Because your body needs energy to heal and repair, right? Cellular energy is how we heal and repair. And then you also need to be outside earthing to gather more electrons. Again, this is a selective antioxidant. Every time you put your bare feet on the ground, the palm of your hand on the ground, you lay in the grass, the dirt, walk on the sand. I have videos on grounding. I'm sure you can look them up. Earthing is really what it is. When you're earthing, you're grounded. You will actually gather more cellular energy. And it's selective. Those electrons will flow to areas of the body where the voltage is low. I mean, it's amazing. And the reason why we're so sick is because we've disconnected ourselves from these things. We've always had these things available to us. We've always been outside in sunlight, working outside till last couple hundred years. We've always been connected to the Earth's surfaces because we've always been, you know, we've always worn leather shoes or like natural material shoes, but now we wear rubber sole shoes, which makes it blocks the conductivity. We're no longer conductive to the Earth's electrical inputs and gathering electrons. We really are an electrical being. I talk more about that in my Rebalance Your Rhythms course, but also in my Thrive in Winter course webinar as well, where you can learn more about all of that. But yeah, we need to learn to not just get our energy from food, but also from sunlight and earthing. Okay, next reason why your gut's not healing. You are relying on probiotics and supplements to heal your gut. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but you cannot use pharmaceuticals. You cannot use supplements and probiotics to heal your gut. This is just band-aid approaches. They will not actually heal you. They will just band-aid things, even at best, if that's even what they do. This cannot heal our gut. We cannot heal from supplements and probiotics. I don't mean probiotics are garbage in my opinion. Eat fermented foods. I make my own fermented yogurt every week. I make my own sauerkraut. Those kinds of things are where you're going to get that good bacteria from, is from the food they eat. But even more than that is we really diversify our gut microbiome from sunlight, which is what I was explaining before, right? Those light frequencies will diversify your gut microbiome. And also by connecting with the microbes in your environment, like stepping on the earth, putting your hands in the dirt, like swimming in the natural waters, walking on the beach. Like this is how we diversify the gut microbiome, not a probiotic. We need to stop relying on like looking outside of like for nonsense and just like look to nature. And I don't think that there's never a time for supplements, because I do use a few key whole food real supplements. I don't even call them supplements. I'm going to do a video on that next possibly. But my point is that there are things that we can use. But if you are just relying on probiotics and supplements and you're not working on your circadian rhythms, your meal timing, you're not connecting with nature, you're living an indoor lifestyle, you're not, honoring the darkness, you're going to swim upstream, and it's going to be a hard battle, and you're never going to get where you need to go. I know it because I've been there. I was like, oh, I got to take all these supplements. I was literally prescribed 30 supplements and never felt worse. And I did it. I did it for like a year. I was in the functional medicine world. I did all the supplements. I was like, what am I doing? Anyway, I got zero traction on my health by doing a functional medicine approach. And I don't think that's always the case. I think some people can, it can be supportive, but it's never going to be a cure. It's going to be a band-aid at best. So connect with the mics, get your circadian rhythms on point, connect with the microbes in your environment, eat a local and seasonal diet, and do everything else I've mentioned here, and your gut's going to heal. I think I need to make a webinar just on this. It comes like, I feel like gut health. Okay. Next reason why your gut is not healing is that you're eating too late at night. Digestion is a daytime process, okay? And healing is a nighttime process. So if you're still digesting your food, you can't repair your gut lining. So I love this analogy. I got it from Dr. Stillman. I say it all the time. If the janitor of the classroom, right, is going to go clean up the classroom while the kids are still there making a mess, he's really not going to get anywhere, right? Like the kids are just going to continue making the mess. This is the same thing. If you're eating late at night and your body is still having to digest food, it is not going to heal and repair. Like it's just not. Like the body can't do, everything is about timing in the body. There is a time for food and there is a time to be not eating. We're not meant to eat at night. And if you're eating at night, you are also raising cortisol. suppressing melatonin. You're raising insulin, blood sugar, possibly, depending on what you're eating, especially if you're eating in front of the TV, in front of artificial blue light. You're raising it all up. It's all going up, right? And you're not going to get adequate repair each night. So don't eat late at night. I say four. I don't eat about, I don't, in the wintertime, I stop eating at like 2 o'clock, well, maybe like 3 o'clock a lot of days. So yeah. Okay. Another one, great one. And I have been there. So don't feel like, oh man, I have been there. You are over exercising and under eating. Okay. So when you exercise, this actually creates like free radicals that your body's going to have to repair. Like exercise is a stressor. It's a hormetic stressor on our body, and the body's going to have to take its energy and going to have to repair that. Right? I did this for years. I was over exercising and under eating. Then if you're under eating, so your energy is going to healing you're healing the inflammation from the exercise, right? Then if you're under eating as well, you're not giving your body enough nutrients to actually, because your body needs nutrients, micro minerals, macro minerals. It needs all the macronutrients. It needs all of these things, right? But if you are over exercising and under eating, the body's going to be healing the inflammation from the exercise, especially if you're like doing it every day, right? And then you're going to be under eating. You're not giving enough nutrients for your body to heal. When you starve your body, depleted of nutrients, and keep depleting its energy, it cannot heal. Like, end of story. You can't do that. If you're in a healing phase, do walking, do yoga, do gentle movements. Maybe you want to weight train some days, a couple days a week if your body is ready for that. And eat food. Like you have to eat. You have to eat nutrients. Like your body needs nutrients. I'm not one of those people who will say, oh yeah, just get your light right and you don't, no, you need nutrients. It's essential. Okay, next one, suppression. The next reason why your gut is not healing is suppression. Your immune system is too suppressed from the use of so many allopathic medicines that it's created a block to healing. So this actually is my case. I had taken so many suppressive therapies, so much conventional medicine that, this, first of all, it destroys your mitochondria. It destroys the spin rate of your electrons. It destroys your gut microbiome. It can be a major block to healing. So the only way that I know how to really remove that is all the lifestyle things are going to be supportive, but then using homeopathy to actually strengthen the immune system and remove blockages from suppressive therapies. So homeopathy will come in, it will, like if you're never well since an injection, if you're never well since a certain medication you've taken, you're never well since a suppressed eruption, you're never well since a suppressed diarrhea, you've suppressed these things, you're never well since suppressing these ailments. I can give the correct homeopathic remedy based on your symptomology and go heal that from a real root cause place. And there's a lot of scientific studies about how homeopathy actually improves mitochondria function, exclusion zone water, and changes the spin rate of your electrons and gets them back spinning appropriately. So it's actually healing your mitochondria at a cellular level. But it has to be the right remedy that resonates with you. It can't just be any remedy willy-nilly. It has to be the right remedy for you. Okay. And the only way to find that is to actually meet with a classically trained homeopath like myself, who can, take all your symptoms on the physical, mental, emotional level, put the puzzle together, and find the remedy that's going to resonate with you, because homeopathy works on like cures like. Okay, so this can be a block to healing all of the suppressive therapies that we've done. I actually think suppression is the cause of disease, suppression on the physical level and suppression on the mental, emotional level. Okay, suppressed emotions. You're suppressing your wants and your needs. I mean, this is a problem. If you're suppressing your emotions and your wants and your needs, this is a total block to healing. Like you cannot separate the physical and the mental and emotional. Like it's just not possible. So if you're suppressing your emotions, you're not working on your trauma, you're angry, but you never express it. You just keep it all inside. You're sad, but you never cry and let it out. You hate your job. You're not living in your passion and purpose. You hate your partner. You're in a bad relationship. You're just unhappy in the way that you're existing in your life. You're not doing what you really want to do in life. This is a block to healing. You're not expressing your wants and your needs. You're a people pleaser. You're just doing whatever everybody, you're overworking. You're constantly working and you never give your body a break, right? There's the pressure of to have to constantly prove yourself, right? Again, this is where homeopathy shines, because homeopathy works on the mental and emotional level. knowing those symptoms, I can give said remedy that will support your healing, to help you slow down, to help you release, to help you express, to help you remove that trauma, to help you move towards your life's passions and purpose. Homeopathy has been an absolute miracle in my life. I'll just say that. Okay. Next reason why your gut is not healing. Oh, that's it. That's all the reasons. So I hope this was helpful. If you are ready for support with me, you can listen to this video again and again and take the nuggets and seeds and maybe use that information. But I have room for 2 one-to-one coaching clients right now. I only do one-to-one coaching, really. I do some group coaching here and there, but really one-to-one coaching is how we can really make a difference. But I don't take a lot because I don't want to burn myself out. So I only have room for 2 one-to-one coaching clients right now. It's 12 weeks, one-to-one. You get me for 3 months, and I go over all of these things in your diet, your lifestyle, your habits, your everything. And I teach you all of this information at depth, and I just give you the strategies that you need to get you on the right track. I have personalized healthcare plans, the same kind of intense experience, except it is a personalized plan. So you're basically, I'll write you a plan. I actually write you a summer plan and a winter plan. I make a video explaining the plan, but you don't have any coaching. You take the plan, you do what you want with it. You have to implement on your own. I do one second session for questions. But then I also have plenty of ebooks and webinars if you are a self-motivated person who can learn this information on your own. My Thrive in Winter webinar, excellent, teaches you how to maximize your healing potential in winter. I have my blue light blocking glasses guide and webinar. It's a simple, easy way to learn this information and improve your health. I have my ancestrally and seasonally nourished recipe ebook and webinar, so I can teach you how to eat an ancestral, a seasonal, ancestral local diet and give you plenty of recipes to support that. And then I also have the Get Your Light Right ebook and webinar as well, which will teach you how to mitigate your light environment on the indoors and actually teach you how to use sunlight as a healing modality. So I have, like, these are really cheap. The webinars and courses, the webinars and ebooks, excuse me, are a really cheap, effective way to get support. Like, I give them away, and they are literally liquid gold. Like, if you start implementing the things and habits that I teach in those webinars, you will see positive results. Like, there's no question. There's no question. So this was a longer video. I hope it was helpful. I hope you learned something new. Questions, drop them below in the comments. Let me know what you want to know more about. I'm here to support you. Let me know, what else you want to know about. My website is no, my email is contact@brightlightwellnesscoach.com. My website is brightlightwellnesscoach.com. Everything will be linked below here. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. I give out a lot of free, really good information, I think. So subscribe, take a look at it. I hope it's helpful and supportive to you. Have an incredible day. I'll catch you on the next video.